Beautiful sight. Unlike last weekend in New Hampshire, the weather's gorgeous today here in the mid-Atlantic area. Not far from Dover Air Force Base in the Atlantic Ocean. 82 degrees, perfect day here. And again, some 60,000 fans have come into the Monster Mile set to watch the NASCAR Busch Series as their fight for the championship continues between Jason Keller and Greg Biffle. Here's the way they'll line up for today's race. Kevin LePage with his second pole of the season will lead the field to the green flag. And Tony Raines with his best start of 2002 alongside.
On the inside of row 2 is Jeff Green, who runs so well at this racetrack, and Brian Vickers on the outside.
Jason Keller, 78 points behind Greg Biffle for the championship, comes from row 3 with Mike McLaughlin.
And in row 4, Ron Hornaday on the inside. Greg Biffle was supposed to start 8. He will have to go to the rear because of an engine change.
Jimmy Spencer will come from row 5 with Bobby Hamilton Jr.
And let's check old Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Benny Parsons, you got me?
4 Benny, I got you.
Okay, the car was very fast and happy hour. Did it feel okay?
3 and 4 is pretty good. We got these new tires, got to learn during the day, but I think with this Robert Yates motor, I think we get this thing pointed good enough. She'll carry us on to Victor Lane, but just keep our nose clean, get up in the top 5 and points.
You ran very well here in June. Is this tire throwing you for any kind of loop?
It's just sticky. It's real sticky. It kind of reminds you of driving a late model back in them type days. I started doing that and picked up about 3/10, so I know that's wrong, but if it's working, if that's what it takes to win this thing, that's what I'm going to do. But Fred, keep this thing turning for me all day and keep the breeze pouring up there and win this thing.
Fred talked this morning about the car being a little bit loose. Is that a concern?
Well, not really. Usually that's a pretty good idea here, but considering everybody else and the whole field was tight, but the breeze pour was loose, kind of concerned us, but we was making time that way, so we tighten her up a little bit, enter the corner, and see if we can get this thing to cut all day for us to the center and out. We'll be okay.
Good luck to you, Bobby.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. going to start 10th in today's race. Now back to some of those toward the end of the field. In provisional land here for Kerry Earnhardt. Ron Young replacing Shane Hall in the 63 car this week. Georgia driver taking over that ride. Joe Buford, Nashville Speedway perennial contender in the field today here in Dover. And last on the field, Mike Harmon.
And Mike Harmon did a big crash at Bristol a few weeks ago.
Put that car in the Hall of Fame down at Talladega this week.
I'm telling you.
There are the 4 drivers who failed to qualify.
See the pit window. Goodyear was wanting these tires to be about worn out at 90 to 100 laps. I don't think they're wearing exactly like they had hoped for, but about 90 laps is all these cars anybody can run on fuel.
So Greg Biffle, the championship leader, at the very back of the pack. Last one coming under the bridge as the field comes down the backstretch and gets set for the start of today's race.
And my guess is he will try that high groove pretty doggone quick.
So we're thinking the track will be pretty groovy for him.
For him, yes.
Miss the wreck. Here's Greg Biffle's race strategy today. Miss the wreck. See how far up you can get by the first pit stop. Hope for a yellow.
And let's go back to miss the wreck.
Yeah. Reset. Start all over again. Great crowd on hand today. They're all on their feet now as the pace car heads for pit road. Kevin LePage from Vermont will bring the field down for the start of today's NBNA All-American Heroes 200 at Dover.
Already missed a wreck. They just didn't hit anything. He split 2 cars going into 1.
Kevin LePage leads lap 1. Jeff Green to 2nd. Tony Raines 3rd. Jason Keller 4th. Ron Hornaday's 5th. And Greg Biffle's 41st. Here's Randy LaJoy. Jimmy Spencer, 9th place.
Well, let's see about that top groove. That's not too bad.
Grooving on a Saturday afternoon. I won't believe Rick is Sunday afternoon. What do we got here? Some early action?
On board with Kenny Wallace and Jimmy Spencer. And was that Bobby Hamilton Jr. getting together?
Hey, Ben. Yeah.
On about that?
There was a hole there, just closed real quick.
And Hamilton Jr. in that 25 car, I think the car is a little bit loose because you see him going up to the right. We got trouble already.
Turn 4, Todd Bodine is around into the front stretch wall. Biffle's going to be far enough behind it that it's not a factor. Todd Bodine, the winningest NASCAR Busch Series driver in this track's history. And he didn't even get to the finish line to complete the third lap. I'm going to say he got some help.
Are you going to say that?
Well,
I'm going to guess that.
Let's take a ride with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Jamie McMurray.
Looks like Jamie got loose.
Keep coming. Down. Come on.
Slide and then use Todd, unfortunately, to help him slow down. Stop sliding. 8's better than 4.
8's better than 4. We were thinking the same thing. Yeah, there you go. McMurray was up off the bottom. TNT's live at Dover with the NASCAR Busch Series.
on board with Greg Biffle at the start of the race. Now, you wonder why he's right up against the back bumper. Because the start of the race is the most dangerous part of the race. Oh, and Mike Harmon started smoking the very first lap. But that's why he was giving those guys a lot of room in case there was an accordion effect up front.
Now, that was the initial start. Now 6 laps ago. We're getting set for the restart now after the lap 3 crash involving Todd Bodine. And Biffle runs back in 35th place. Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Jamie McMurray pitted under the caution flag. Todd Bodine has gone to the garage. Kevin LePage is the leader. Mike McLaughlin, a quick move to the inside of Brian Vickers, the 18 car moving up. That'll be 6th place.
That 21 car running as well as it is bad news for the competition. All right, Marty. I bet Todd Bodine would be a little unhappy. Would that be a fair statement?
I think so. He's had a few minutes to calm down. What happened, Todd?
Just racing. Jamie pushed, got into me, turned me sideways. I know Jamie didn't mean it. He's not that kind of driver at all. And just racing. This place is really slick. The way these tires are, we got to start them so low in air pressure, let them build up. And I'm sure his pressures didn't come up yet. Mine hadn't come up yet. I think he just pushed into me. It's racing.
All right, racing, but maybe a little too early. A lot of left side damage to this car. I think they're going to push it onto the trailer.
If they do, it'll be the first race Todd Bodine has ever failed to finish in his Busch Series career here. 17 times he's always finished.
This is on board with Shane Meal, the 47 car, the Goose Pumps onboard camera.
10th place for Shane. And up front, little heat being applied to the leader. Tell you, Jeff Green can't get his car to stick at the bottom. He's trying that upper lane, or he's trying to do something in the middle of the corner.
Well, I think what he's trying to do right there was exactly what he's pulling off right now. He kind of diamonded the corner so he could get a run on Kevin LePage on the inside.
New leader.
If that doesn't make him lose, nothing will.
Yeah. LePage goes over and blocks the move of Tony Raines in the 33 car.
Jeff Green, Kevin LePage, Tony Raines, Jason Keller, the front 4. Ron Hornaday runs 5th. McLaughlin, Brian Vickers, Randy LaJoy, Jimmy Spencer just behind them. There are Raines and Keller, 33 and 57. And what about Greg Biffle, Keller's rival for the championship?
Well, he's going by Mike Wallace there. We see Wallace in the 4 car. He goes by him. He's passed every car on the outside. So the outside groove is working right now for Greg Biffle.
So let's check where he's at here at the start-finish line. 30th place.
Playing with that throttle already, not able to get back in the throttle and hold it down off the corner.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of that off the turn 2 especially.
Check this out. Randy LaJoie moving up, former Dover winner in that 7 car. Whoa, Brian Vickers in the 40.
That's the same thing that happened to Jamie McMurray in the 27 car. Why he made contact with Tom Bodine. You get loose on the bottom, you've got to chase it up the hill to catch it back in. If there's a car on the outside, there's going to be contact.
Watch 27, Jamie McMurray.
Yeah, he got a little tag there from Kerry Earnhardt. Good save, Jamie.
Oh, man, that's a great save. He's
still saving it.
That's what they call the hospital wobble there.
Glove saving beauty.
That was a good save.
This is back for 32nd place. Remember McMurray did it on that car.
He's loose again. That's a replay. I'm sorry.
Good job, all clear.
Oh, man, I thought, how in the world? Keep up, BP.
I call that a tank slapper. Do that on a motorcycle. Slap a tank with your legs.
Yeah.
Gas tank.
5th, 6th, and 7th here. Mike McLaughlin in the 18, Ron Hornaday in the 26, and Randy LaJoie in the 7. Here's Jeff Green.
And I talked about having a 2.5 lead. Well, that was some time ago, and now he is eased out to a little over a 4-second lead.
Man on the move in the early part of this race has been the red and black car right of your screen. That is Jack Sprague in the 24. After a dismal July and August and into part of September, Sprague today started 28th. He's up to 10th. Wow. How about it, Marty?
Awesome. That's the word Jack Sprague used on the radio to describe his race car. Very good. They knew it would be fast at the beginning part of the run. This is where the challenge comes. They never made a long run yesterday in any of the practices, so they don't know how the car is going to be on the long run. They think it's going to be pretty good. They did stay on old tires for a little bit, but this is their concern, the longer part of the run. Jack is used to this, especially here at Dover here in June. Started 22nd and finished 5th on the same kind of march today.
Well, he's at 47 laps into this run right now, Marty, and he's running very, very quick times. Faster than the leader.
Okay, how about Greg Biffle, BP?
Well, Biffle has kind of found him a groove that works for him, and just you can't believe how high he's running around the racetrack, and he's gaining spots. That was the 18th position he moved into, and watch as he just goes right to the top of the racetrack to get around these corners. He has really found him a way around the racetrack that allow his car, with pushing as badly as it is. Watch that, Wally.
Yeah, he is up there almost in the gray. But you're right, he finally found something that his car likes.
And it's one of the great things about this racetrack, now that the surface is widened out and the rubber's into the track, is if your car's not handling well, you as a driver can try to do something about it, not just wait for a pit stop.
That was Martin Truex Jr. in the 58 car that Biffle just drove by. He's trying to drive by Spencer on the outside. That's a battle for the 16th position.
Boy, and running that line up high like that, you get a lot of momentum and you carry a lot of speed off that corner.
So Biffle is through Spencer. Ron Hornaday's next. Oh, a little crossover there.
But Spencer's where Biffle is where he wants to be, on the top of the racetrack.
Yeah, he is up there.
He's in Mike Waltrip crew.
See how much momentum he carried off that turn and cleared Jimmy Spencer 2 car lengths, getting into 3.
So that's 16th place he's in now, working on Ron Hornaday for 15.
Whoa! Some contact between those two.
Wow, I see Hornaday running up the track too.
Hornaday didn't appreciate that too much. Look at that. Hornaday's going to run him up the racetrack.
Contact between Biffle and Truex.
Man, that was close.
Nice save, Truex.
And that all is because really Ron got hot because Biffle ran in the tail of him, which would make anybody mad.
I wonder how much damage he might have done to the front of that car.
Yeah, you knocked in the grill potentially or anything like that?
Yeah, I just wonder about now the overheating concerns that he may have.
I don't think he got into him. I mean, he got into him hard enough to really get him loose, but it was kind of those slow run into the... Let's take a look here. Gets a really good run here. Get him very hard.
all of a sudden, I thought he ran the back of him. He didn't. He just made some slight contact.
Wow. And all of a sudden, Ron's car really pushed that left.
Yeah, really. But and look at Truex in that 58 car. He almost lost control.
An interesting little exchange there. Caution's out at Dover. Trouble in turn 4. Kerry Earnhardt and Hank Parker Jr.
Well, like Hank can get it started. It doesn't look like he's got a whole lot of damage on this side.
I mean, it looked like those cars hit the wall. It looked like Kerry Earnhardt hit the wall awfully hard, but you're right. Surprisingly, I don't see, let's see. Oh, I do see some damage to the left side. Oh, yeah, never mind.
He's going to crab walk that car back around to the pit road.
But this side does look good.
That's almost the same spot that he crashed in June with Jason Keller, talking about Hank Parker Jr. in the 36 car.
The garage, the left rear tire is about 10 inches ahead of where it needs to be.
That's too much lead. Isn't it, BP?
I got tabs. I mean, you took off on me. You got tabs. He run dead into the back bumper on you, Hank. Nothing you could do.
Okay. And Kerry Earnhardt getting out of his car gingerly. Here come the leaders to pit road. Stops as they complete the 76th lap in the race. Marty?
Tony Raines started second. He is still in second. A little loose at the beginning of that run, but it tightened up real nice for him. This is a very happy bunch. They go down a quarter turn. That's a very small adjustment on the track bar. Dave?
Mike McLaughlin started 6th, has worked his way up to 3rd in a very good race car. Just needs a little bit more grip. They're going to reduce the air pressure all the way around on the 18 car. Matt?
Dave, down here in Jeff Green's pit, they're already on the left side of the car. They went down in the air pressure all the way around, and also they made a track bar adjustment. He's not going to win the race off here road. The car was tight. They made a track bar adjustment as well. Dave.
The 60 car of Greg Biffle ran too far forward. He was out of his pit. They had to back him up. Then they went to the right side. A long, slow pit stop for Greg Biffle. They had talked about putting a rubber in the right rear of the car to loosen the car up. Now he leaves.
Looks like McLaughlin's going to beat these guys out. Good pit stop for those guys. That's what got him out front.
Looks like Biffle had worked his way up to about 14th or 15th. Looks like he's going to lose probably about 6 or 7 of those spots on his pit stop exchange.
Jason Keller. Randy LaJoy coming out. Jack Sprague into the back of Kenny Wallace. Oh, look at the fender damage on Jack's car.
Oh, man, that is... On board with Kenny Wallace. He goes out and stops. That's terrible.
Oh, you're right.
Look at that.
Jack Sprague just cannot get anything going.
All right, let's go back and take a look at what put us under the yellow flag. Turn 3.
See, Kerry Earnhardt in the 12 car gets in the back of the 36, and around they go, and in the wall. Hard contact with the wall.
I don't know. Mike McLaughlin, third different driver to lead here at Dover today in the NASCAR Busch Series race. And the lead from his pit crew on their stop a minute ago. Jeff Green back to second, Tony Raines third, Jason Keller fourth, Randy LaJoy is fifth. Greg Biffle back in 20th is Green.
Mike's had a pretty good car all race. I mean, he's quietly snuck up there in the top 5 or 6, but he's been running well.
Ron Hornaday in the 26 is the first car a lap down. He's trying to get it back. Working alongside second place car, Jeff Green.
And he just drove that car in turn 3 right up on the outside of Jeff Green. And I tell you what, these new tires are making these cars, these drivers look like supermen.
Always a good feeling, huh? Great run for Tony Raines in that 33 car, and that just kind of continues a trend that's been going on here for them lately. He's got 5 top 10 finishes in the last 7 races, 5th at St. Louis, 9th at Indianapolis, 8th at Bristol, 9th at Darlington, 4th at Richmond last time out. And he qualified on the front row here.
Oh, Hornaday took a run at the leader, Mike McLaughlin. Hornaday in that Dr. Pepper car, 1 lap down. Matt House carry.
Well, Benny, let's ask me walked out of the infield care center. First off, are you okay? And secondly, what happened?
Well, I'm fine. I really don't know exactly what happened. I know me and 36 car got together. You know, I tried getting around him several times and he just couldn't. You know, he wanted the lane out you wanted, I guess. And I think, I don't know, I got to watch the replay. I think he got loose and we just got together and nowhere to go and hit the wall hard. But Supercut Chevrolet Monte Carlo was running strong. We were moving up through the pack, passing everybody, and felt good, you know. Just sorry it had to end like this.
Kerry Earnhardt, 5th driver out of the race, joining Mike Harmon, Jimmy Kitchens, Chad Chaffin, and Todd Levine. Up front, still that Ron Hornaday car. In between, 1st and 2nd place, Mike McLaughlin and Jeff Green.
And McLaughlin has a good race car. He had a good race car before the caution flag. He had closed up right on the back bumper of Tony Raines in 2nd spot. All right, what's happening with Sprague? Let's see. He's still in 7th spot.
Yeah, hasn't lost anything. Although, you could see the wind, the force of the wind is starting to peel that fender up a little bit like a can opener. See him talking about how it's just starting to point up in the air now. That was kind of flat and level before.
I think he'll be okay as long as you're on new tires for a while. We'll see what happens after he gets about 15 or 20 laps. That's when you really need the downforce work in your favor because that's when the tires go away.
Did Dennis say you're running as fast as a leader then?
He said, I think we're going to be okay. Your lap times are...
Well, you'll have to just earn that big dollars. That's all we can do right now. We'll work on it when we pit again.
he said, complaining about the car, said it was tied in and tied off or something, and Dennis Carter said, that's why you get the big bucks. You're the driver, so work with it. We'll change it on our next pit stop. That's going to be a common phrase. You earn the big bucks.
Heard that a couple times this weekend, haven't we?
NASCAR's been keeping an eye on that fender as well, and they have told the inspector in the Jack Sprague pit to ask the crew chief Dennis Conner to get a plan together to fix that on the next caution. They're going to let him run it that way for now, but they'd like him to fix that fender flare, if you will. How about Biffle?
Well, he just goes by Ashton Lewis, and he's trying to go by Ashton Lewis, and Ashton coming back in that 46 car.
15th place they're racing for, and it is now Biffle's. Well, maybe.
Not so quick.
Kevin Grubb in there in the 54 car. He's in the middle of that race spot. Who else you got there? 27 McMurray. He's a lap down in 27th place. Biffle in 15th, Keller in 4th. Does Biffle's car sound any better to you, what he's doing with the throttle?
Yeah, definitely. He's not working the throttle as much, but then again, these guys are all on fresh tires right now, so we're not going to see what really happens for another 15 or 20 laps.
Now, the concern that Biffle has, he's about a 1/10 of a second slower than the leader, Mike McLaughlin.
11 top 4 finishes in the last 14 races this season for Greg Biffle. And he's racing Johnny Sauter here for that spot. Johnny started way back in 33rd place, and he's up to 14th. Scott Wimmer taking 7th from Jack Sprague. Maybe starting to see that downforce deficiency you were talking about show up.
And I think we're also looking at Scott Wimmer making an adjustment on that 23 car and working his way forward, because I talked to Booty Barker, the crew chief on the 23 this morning, and everyone in the garage area pointed toward the 23 car as one of the best cars out there.
Kenny Wallace in the 48 car. Stacker 2 machine in 6th place. That'll be the next one that Wimmer gets up to challenge. The white car there, the 4, Mike Wallace, is a lap down in 26th.
Gotta beat your brother.
Yeah. Well, right now, Kenny's in pretty good shape because he's a lap in front of him.
The Joe Gibbs entry for Mike McLaughlin leads at Dover. That's the gap he has. Back to second place, Jeff Green. That would be 0.8 of a second on this Monster Mile. Matt?
Alan, one of the big storylines coming into today's race in the Busch Series garage and even Winston Cup garage was the tires and how they would wear. Butch Hilton, the crew chief for Jeff Green, you looked at your tires. What do they look like? Are you happy?
Yeah, the tire wear's awesome. Goodyear brought a great tire, it's just a little softer. It's building the pressures up pretty high, so we dropped our air pressure a little bit on the Rockwell automation check.
He said the wear was good. He also told car owner Richard Childress to send their Winston Cup crew chiefs down to look at the tires so they could examine and have an idea what they look like, and also look at the left sides because they were a little surprised at how the left side tires build up air pressure more than they thought it would.
Well, and that's a relief to the Cup guys as well, because they're wanting to know what these tires are doing after this race as well. So I'm sure they're real happy to hear that.
And they really got a good run because these cars ran about 75 laps before the caution flag. You know, they were not seeing 20, 30 lap runs, and they're not learning anything.
Right.
When you run 70, 75 laps on tires, you've learned something.
Caution's out at Dover. 3 cars are wrecked on the front straightaway, but the accident started way back in the middle of 3 and 4, and it involved the championship leader, Greg Biffle.
And Biffle also has some damage in the car, on his car. I don't think as much as some of these other cars, but...
Yeah, it involved them all right. He started it.
Yeah.
Greg Biffle, there it is. Wow, big left front torn up. Biffle was struggling, fair to say.
But here he is. He's going in the corner behind Larry Gunzelman in the 94 car. And right there is where he makes the contact, spins Gunzelman. He comes down and there makes contact with Kevin Grubb in the 54 car. That's what did the damage. Grubb cannot maintain control of the 54 car, and he spins.
Collects Dion Ciccarelli, and Tim Fedewa comes in with no place to go and gets the side of Grubb.
Man.
Here come the leaders to pit road. 61 laps, make it 60 laps to go as they make the stops. Marty?
Today is Scott Wimmer, start number 63 in the NASCAR Busch Series, Allen. It might be win number 1. The car is terrific. He came on the radio, said BD, his car owner Bill Davis, I am great. No changes. Dave?
The leader is in. Great stop last time, trying to make it 2 in a row. Air pressure out of both left side tires for Mike McLaughlin. He's out of his pit box. He stops. Maybe thought he was going to hit Biffle, and now Wimmer goes by. Matt?
The 21 car is not going to win the battle off pit road. A 4-tire change, a wedge adjustment. 2 rounds out. He was tight. Dave?
Working on the right front fender of Greg Biffle now, torn up, cutting away some of it, trying to pull away from the right front. Damage now severe. Remember he talked about the front of the car being bad as far as tires go? Well, the front of the car now is really bad.
Looks like he has some damage to the right front as well as knocked the left front off.
It looks like his left front tire was flat, too.
Might have knocked something back into it.
They haven't changed it yet.
Greg Biffle was struggling. He was really struggling with the handling of that car and was falling back in danger of being lapped. The caution saved him from being lapped, but
no, I guess it's not flat.
So regroup, guys, with your rivets. Get your rivets. Get your drill ready.
And there you see the contact between Biffle and Gunzelman, and also the contact, and I see now where the damage from the right front came as he made contact with Gunzelman once again. And watch the 431 car. Bam! Nowhere to go, but right in the side of Kevin Grubb.
There you go. That would be the contact that Benny was talking about.
Jump in the line. We got damage left front. Hustle down, hustle down. Big spin behind you. We got damage on the left front and the right front, guys.
Johnny Sauter.
You got it. Keep coming hard. Keep coming hard.
No, not too hard.
Stay high. Stay high.
Good job, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny. Good job, Johnny.
But see how we were talking about that earlier? You can't get away from them sometimes. I mean, because those crashes just close in on you.
All right, set for the restart. Scott Wimmer now leading. Mike McLaughlin back to second. Jeff Green third. Kenny Wallace fourth. Randy LaJoie fifth. Jason Keller is sixth.
Green flag. Green flag. Just be closing.
And Greg Biffle is 18th. Each other on the straightaway back there.
Yep. This is usually when it happens.
Shane Neal ran into the back of Johnny Sauter. Casey Kane in the 98, first car a lap down. He's in 19th place. Randy LaJoie in the 7, Jason Keller in the 57, Tony Raines in the 33, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Ron Hornaday in the 26, also a lap down. He's back in 20th place. Scott Wimmer's the race leader. The Bill Davis team got him the advantage off of pit road, taking Mike McLaughlin back to second. There's Wimmer. Wausau, Wisconsin driver. Team that really was very ordinary in the first half of the season, and all of a sudden around the midpoint of the season they got it figured out. And I don't know what it was, but they got it figured out.
I think it was they're having their backs up against the wall. No sponsor said, look, if we don't get better, we're going to have to close shop. We're not going to continue the rest of the season running this way. And guess what? With their backs up against the wall, they did get better, in fact.
Here we go for fourth place. Kenny Wallace in the 48. Randy LaJoie pressing him for 7. Well, now maybe instead of getting a spot, Randy's going to give one up.
He might give up another one as Tony Raines. That 33 car is right there.
And a couple more points to the advantage of Jason Keller there. What about Greg Biffle? Where's he at?
Well, he seems to be going forward. That's the 66. He's a lap down, but right now it's showing Biffle in the 15th position.
Yeah, next one ahead. He just passed Stacy Compton in the 59 for that spot. Next one ahead is Johnny Sauter in the 2. And you see the 78-point difference between the two starting the race down to 41 now.
On board with Johnny Sauter's AC Delco Chevrolet as he looks back at Biffle.
I guess you don't need a left front fender on these cars anymore.
I don't know, you might, because right now here comes the, is that the 10 car?
Yep.
Scott Riggs about to go by Biffle.
Right now, Biffle is running about half a second slower than the leaders are.
Scott Riggs got a little Halloween paint scheme there on his car from the Nestle folks. Haven't talked about Riggs much today, Dave.
Well, one of the reasons, Alan, is that his car has been running hot all day long. They just took some more tape off that car when he came in. They also made a wedge adjustment because that car had gotten a little bit tight in the center.
Okay, a thought here. The Superman new on the tires is off for Greg Biffle.
Yeah, he went through them quickly.
And now the reality of that missing fender is setting in.
59 car, Stacy Compton going back by him. Here comes Mark Green, the 38. Looks like he's going back by. Marty?
Well, I found Tim Fido, a survivor in a crazy accident. It looked like it happened 2 or 3 times. What did you see?
Well, we come off the corner and I see 94 getting sideways. We all checked up. He got straight. And the next thing I know, the 54 and a couple other cars were wrecking, and we just didn't have nowhere to go. It's unfortunate for the Wheeling Chevrolet. We didn't have a real good car today, but they're running a limited schedule this year, and so I've been doing it too, and we need good runs, but today wasn't one of them. We're going to go to Homestead, and I run real good there, so I like that place, and hopefully I have a good day for them.
All right, they are done for the day, and a lot of times here at Dover, there's just not enough room.
Check this out. Sprague going by all those cars in that 24 on the outside. Go, Jack.
That's the way to do it.
How about an attaboy for that team? Look at that repair to that fender they made on that last pit stop. So let's see. Jason Keller to 4th, Jack Sprague to 5th. Now Kenny Wallace back to 6th, Randy LaJoie to 7th, and Tony Raines back to 8th in the 33 car. Check that out. Kenny Wallace just lost another spot. Raines has gotten around him. Kenny's struggling all of a sudden. Here comes Tim Sauter in the 19 up to challenge.
There's a little contact.
A little bit of contact and a good job done by all.
Numerous glove saves.
Timmy Sauter, the 19 car, is currently running in 9th. Spencer, the 1 yellow freight car, in 10th.
Yeah, quiet day out of Jimmy. Never really got up there and challenged at all. And just behind Jimmy is Shane Meal in that bright yellow numbered car, the 47. Lead lap, 11th place. Looking over the lap car of Casey Kane there. Steady day for Shane. No more experience than he's gotten here at Dover. That's a very credible result. By the way, the other 2 drivers involved in the accident a minute ago, Dion Ciccarelli and Kevin Grubb, both released from the infield care center. They're fine. Shane Meal, the son of Steve Meal, in his rookie season in the NASCAR Busch Series.
And old Scott Wimmer, the 23 car, is just driving away. Over 3-second lead on Mike McLaughlin in the 18.
Looks like these guys, once they get out front, they just stay out front and go.
Check out.
Unless something happens to Wimmer, he's going to come up a spot short today.
Yeah, the enemy right now that Mike McLaughlin has is laps. He's running out of them. Only 13 laps to go. But it's not going to be over soon enough for Jeff Green.
Jack Sprague looking for 3rd. Stan Barrett is that lap car just in front of them, the 91.
And Sprague just goes by.
Made that look pretty easy.
Stanton waving Jack to the inside. So Jack Sprague rallying back from the damaged fender. And he's up to 3rd place. He's got to make up about 3 seconds if he's going to catch McLaughlin for 2nd. And there'll be 10 laps to go next time the leader comes by. So how about Wimmer's speed versus McLaughlin's?
Look at the hood on that thing. See that, BP? How the hood is down on that 23 car?
And he's about to go by Greg Biffle. But Mike Wallace is the next car behind Biffle, and I don't think he's close enough. Well, he might be able to catch him and pass him.
Check it out. Fastest car among the top 10, Jack Sprague.
Dave, what about Greg Biffle?
Benny, he hasn't said a thing. I just checked with his crew again, and since they went back to green after making all those repairs, Greg has done nothing but focus on driving that race car.
Well, Dave, he looks like he's got his hands full after trying to keep that car between the 2 walls.
You know, Benny, the reality, too, is he kind of brought this on himself, too.
Oh, yeah.
He bumped Gunselman and started the... Yeah, I'm not saying he did it on purpose.
Oh, no.
But he bumped Gunselman, and that's what started the whole sequence that's left his car in this condition.
Yeah, so you better not complain too much about how the car is handling.
No.
Yeah, Schrader likes to say, hey, you were the last one to adjust it. So Biffle goes a lap down to Wimmer, and Scott is cruising along with 8 laps to go, Marty.
He's doing a great job, and I think a big attaboy goes to a spotter, Rocky Ryan. Rocky is also Ward Burton's spotter, and he did a terrific job guiding Scott through the field, through all that lap traffic where he could have lost so much time. Scott did not lose any. They came up through the field very smoothly. The only thing Scott said on the radio is, "Where's the 18?" Rocky said, "Don't worry about it. He's pretty far behind."
Scott Wimmer started 30th and finished 4th in the June race here at Dover.
And he started 26th today.
Yeah.
And I asked, I told Booty Barker this morning, if the car is so good, how come you qualified so poorly? He said, well, that's where we qualify. 25th, 30th, somewhere in there is where we qualify. Every week.
Bill Davis said to me on Friday, the car owner for Scott Wimmer said, if Scott ever gets his qualifying thing figured out, he's going to be hard to handle because on race day, he runs.
Looks like the carburetor's sticking up through the hood and it's being pushed down around it.
Kind of pushing that hood down around the carburetor. It's only 2 laps to go.
5 laps to go for Scott Wimmer. Will he be the newest member of the Winners Club in the NASCAR Busch Series? So far this season, 15 different drivers have picked up victories. Jack Sprague, Scott Riggs among the first-time winners this season. Hey, check it out.
Yes. Started back in 26th and worked his way to the front. And when the crew got him out in front, it was, see you guys.
Lights out. Close the curtain. The lap traffic here. He just put Johnny Sauter, the 17th place car, a lap down. Now the 38, that orange car, Mark Green, goes a lap down. That was the 16th place runner. And another lap down. 3 to go for Scott Wimmer. Was running the ASA circuit a couple of years ago, spring of last year, driving his own truck, just a couple of people helping him. Did very well. Picked up a win there. Bill Davis saw the talent, signed him up, started this team to run with him. They've fielded the car even without full-time sponsorship this year. Bill Davis believes the future of his team. Oh, crash on the front stretch. Hamilton Jr. and Mark Green are into the wall. Caution is out. And Wimmer is coming to the finish at the white flag. Crash off of turn number 4. The leader's up in turn number 3. And here comes Scott Wimmer to the caution flag. And what will be his first NASCAR Busch Series victory.
He's yours. Yeah, you guys are the best. Way to go, boys.
Just don't forget to go by the line, Scott.
Yeah.
Remember that? He ain't going nowhere. You stay with the race car. It's your race. Good job.
Scott Wimmer.
Way to go, boys. Way to go. Ice cream. Oh, my God. We all get ice cream.
That's Booty Barker, the crew chief.
All smiles.
Ice cream's a good way to celebrate. Scott Wimmer's last 6 races, he's finished 6th, 3rd, 7th, 2nd, 7th, 9th. Took 3rd in the championship standings after the last race at Richmond.
And Bill Davis told me that he was ready, prepared to shut this team down because it had no sponsorship. Look on a quarter panel. There's nothing back there. But he just couldn't do it to Booty and Wimmer. They were running so good, he couldn't do it.
Both the drivers in the accident on the front stretch have driven away. There's Bill Davis. Light-colored shirt, center of the frame, about to watch Scott Wimmer pick up his first NASCAR Busch Series victory. Wimmer takes the MBNA All-American Heroes 200 at Dover.
Marty, what a great win for this team and for Robert Booty Barker. He's no stranger to winning. He used to build shocks for Jeff Gordon. He's won a few of these things, but the first one as a crew chief, Booty, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. I just want to dedicate this to my buddy Keith and thank Scott and the crew, Bill Davis and Gail Davis. But I still think it's crazy that a car that's third in points in this one race is black and doesn't have a sponsor. So I think somebody needs to get with the program.
Better say congratulations to your boys because they got him off pit road first, and that's what got him the win.
Well, they've worked hard, you know, and that's what we should do. So I'm happy for them, but that's what I expect of them.
All right, Robert Booty Barker and this whole team heads to victory lane for the first time.
See, Booty in a wheelchair going to victory. I wonder how many times that a crew chief has gone to victory lane in a wheelchair.
And
That's fantastic.
was a result of a motorcycle accident, if I remember correctly.
Had an accident of some sort and is paralyzed from the waist down.
All right, what kind of donuts are we going to get here? Oh, don't crash it.
Okay, enough of that. Let's go to Victory Circle. Talk to my boys.
By the way, it was a car accident that Robert was in.
Was it?
Back when he was playing high school football on his way to a game. It's the story I'm told. Thank Mr. Yoakum for that down on pit road. He's just amazing. A fountain of information.
He is.
That's why we have him there. Somebody's got to keep us straight. We know that's a tough job. Victory number 1 in his 63rd career Busch Series start for Scott Wimmer, the 13th first-time winner here at Dover in 38 Busch Series races. That's a pretty good average for first-time victors. And while we wait for Scott to get his helmet off, let's check with Dave.
Check with Mike McLaughlin, who had a great car earlier today, Mike. You came in for a pit stop. You seemed to hesitate leaving, which put the 23 out front. What happened?
Miscommunication on my part. Lost the track position. 23 was pretty good at the end, but, you know, if we'd been up there, we might have been able to hold them off. But it's happy for MBNA. They do a lot to support the people that have made this country what it is. I'm just glad to be a part of it today.
He led a lot of laps, but a tough break there at the end. Guys?
That little, I guess they were exchanging a
little discussion over that last accident there between Mark Green and Bobby Hamilton Jr. All right, let's check in victory lane.
And Scott Wimmer climbs out. His first career top 10 finish came on the concrete in Nashville in 2001. First, finally, here on the concrete at Dover. Sits on the roof. Congratulations. This has to mean a lot, knowing there's no sponsor on the car, and this team almost shut down.
Yeah, you know, we were trying to concentrate on Winston Cup, but this team's so good. I'm so proud to be with this team, and I'm going to be with this team for a long time. Bill Davis gave us great opportunity here, and, you know, my crew, these guys they did good today, and I'm proud of them. You know, Brad Thrower, Awesome Motors, I got to thank those guys. They kind of don't get the credit for this, but that motor was pulling all day long.
And those guys helped you get off pit road first.
Yeah, they were great. You know, we've been working on them. We had some bad stops early in the year, but today they did it, and it meant it.
You look back to all the days you were driving the Transporter. Your mom was driving the Transporter when you're running ASA and late models, and now you're finally here to Busch and finally victory. What's this mean for you and your family?
Oh, it's huge. You know, I wish my parents were here, but we got a little brother that's racing too. My family's so supportive of me, and just got to say hi to Jody, everybody back home. They really support me a lot, and through the hard times and now the good ones.
Scott Wimmer picks up career win number 1 in NASCAR Busch Series. Started 26th, ends the day in victory lane. The 5th time this year we've had a first-time winner.
Race ended under caution here today when they were coming to the white flag. As Wimmer comes off for 2 to go, you see behind him Hamilton Jr. in the 25 and the 38 of Mark Green tangle.
And those cars made some heavy contact with that inside retaining wall.
And then after they tangled on the racetrack, they decided that they had opposing points of view about the incident.
And the pool NASCAR Busch Series official right in the middle, and listening to all that, Hamilton Jr., he's on the right.
I say, well, where are we going to go have dinner tonight? Yeah. I want Mexican food. No, I want pizza.
I don't think that's exactly what they're saying.
All right, here's how they ran today at Dover. Scott Wimmer, his first NASCAR Busch Series victory.
Jimmy Spencer comes to a great finish in 6th position.
Tim Sauter, top 10. Shane Beal, top 10. Tony Raines faded in the late laps, back to 11.
See, 15 cars finished on the lead lap. Johnny Sauter, the first car a lap down.
Kevin LePage, the pole sitter, the flat tire, trapped him 2 laps down in the middle of the race. Hamilton Jr. wound up 30th. He had high hopes coming into today. Now some of the guys who had problems and failed to finish. Todd Bodine, first out of the race after that crash at lap number 4. Championship standings, 7 races to go. The lead was 78 coming in, 35 now. Busch Series heading to Kansas City. They'll race next Saturday. And that one's going to be a good one coming down to Homestead as well at the end of the season.
Well, Scott Wimmer's been in victory lanes before, but I doubt if he's been in one this big before.
Yeah, that's great for Gail Davis Racing.
Yeah.
Couldn't leave without the dig, huh?
I had to.
Congratulations to Bill, too. Scott Wimmer holds the winner's trophy. He took today's MBNA All-American Heroes 200 at the Monster Mile. And tomorrow, it's twice as nice, 400 miles for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series here. We'll see that wide racing groove again. We'll probably see a little bit of that kind of tough action as well from the old monster. We'll see Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin and Sterling Marlin and the other contenders.